YouTube, hello. Welcome on in. My name is Chris.
Hi, I'm Johnny.
We are your number one entrance for sports entertainment content here on YouTube. I almost forgot our intro because it's been a few months. Today, we are going through, looking top to bottom across the card for the upcoming AEW Full Gear pay per view coming out on Saturday. Gives you an idea. We're recording this Thursday night. Dynamite has passed Rampage's a show, I guess. So if they somehow announce anything important on Rampage, I'm going to be mad. But
I don't think they will, but there's
yeah.
always that possibility, obviously.
I
But
feel like Rampage is going to be where they announce the other like pre-show matches, if anything.
yeah, because I feel like you have to do at least 3 pre-show matches to get like everything going.
And with I don't know actual wrestlers would be nice, but anyways. But yeah, we're gonna go top to bottom across the card, talk about the matches and what we think is going to happen with them on everything that's been announced up to this point, as well as at the end of it all, we're going to go and talk about who we think is going to be in the Continental Classic, which starts in 6 days, which is insane that they have not announced anybody yet
Outside of Okada, but
outside of Okada. I feel like they're going to tell us at Full Gear. Like Full Gear is going to be the thing of like in between matches. They're going to be like, hey, here's literally everyone, or at least half of them.
because I mean, you have enough talent to roll it out slowly, but I feel like you might as well be like here, 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 here.
I have a weird feeling that some of it is going to, some of the entrants are going to be the losers of feuds at Full Gear.
Oh, for sure.
Like we're going to see probably 2 or 3 promos throughout Full Gear of, oh, I lost. Okay, the next segment after a DraftKings read is going to be, hey, I'm putting my hat in the ring. Like I'm putting my name in the ring. Like it's got to be right.
I'm cashing in my DraftKings chip.
Yeah. God. I'm surprised they haven't done like a DraftKings branded match yet.
I imagine they will. I think it's just a matter of time, honestly.
Yeah. Like I'm really surprised they aren't just calling the Casino Gauntlet from like the Casino Gauntlet match at Double or Nothing. I'm surprised it's not labeled like a DraftKings Casino Gauntlet.
Yeah.
Like that seems like a no-brainer. But anyways, that's far and away in the future. So, do we want to just go how I've got them written down top to bottom, or we want to bounce around a little bit? I'm good to start wherever.
I mean, I think we could just do it how you have it written down currently.
All right. Sounds good. So, first thing we have on the docket, and in a really weird spot with this whole thing, and personally. Mm-hmm. So, Mariah May, current AEW Women's Champion, has announced that her, along with Mina Shirakawa, her former tag partner in Stardom, are going to be doing their Champagne Championship celebration for Mariah winning the world title.
Yeah.
I have some theories about what's probably going to happen during it, because in true AEW fashion, nobody gets to celebrate their title without being interrupted.
No.
Never happens.
History has shown that the victor gets the title, but they never get to celebrate it.
Yeah. My only thing with this is like, it really doesn't feel like she's done a lot with this belt since she got it, which sucks.
So, in terms of wrestling, she's of course had great matches. We can't take that away from her. That's why she's here. And she's cut great promos up to this point. Like, you give her a mic, you give her 30 seconds of airtime, she will cut probably a better promo than most of the roster. But the issue is, and this is nothing against Anna Jay, who she just defeated. She hasn't gotten a lot of like actual like believable competitors that could like possibly.
Yeah, like the feud with Anna, it was short, but it was a good like between pay-per-view feud. Can't speak tonight. This would be fun.
And
yeah, go ahead. But it's just one of those things of like, you look at like a lot of the other world title holders, not even just the women's division, but even look at the men's division, and it's like there are some banger stories that have come out of this same company that have been a longer feud, have built for a while, and culminated into something that's awesome. And Mariah hasn't really been given that shot yet, and it sucks because it's like, she has the capability to carry a feud from one pay-per-view to the next pay-per-view easily.
Well, I also think this didn't help her. Her first feud post Tony was Willow.
Yeah.
I think that was a heavy misstep because Willow is up here in terms of like getting pushed and talent, like coming off
Yeah.
a Statlander rivalry win.
And especially the homegrown energy as well, right?
Yeah, and it's just like you're not going to see a way where it's a quick title change. She's a transitional champion. She's not a transitional champion.
No.
No shot. You don't run that storyline for a year or so, and she
Just
loses.
to, yeah.
So I think that was the first misstep in booking her, and I hope this goes better. I like the idea of it coming full circle with Tony, of course. I think that's what we all think is going to happen.
Yeah, so Tony's the interesting one because about, I think it's 3 weeks ago as of recording, they had a little vignette promo with Mina being like, hey, I'm going to be on Dynamite next week. And at the end of that, half of that screen like glitched monochrome in the same like way that all of Tony's stuff was.
Yeah, because before Mina Shirakawa returned to AEW, she was in Stardom teaming with Tony. So that's that.
So
is
you have that, and then also in a exclusive interview, Tony is allegedly like retiring from wrestling. There was like allegedly like no like discussion with Tony Khan about it. She was like, the first time he's gonna hear about it is when this gets aired and all this. And it's just the way that it's written, because it's just a written interview, it reads like a promo.
Yeah.
Like,
and I believe it also went
reads.
through Sports Nation too, which is an actual like news source as well.
Yeah, so it looks very, very credible, but it's written almost like how Tony's promos were.
Yeah.
And it would not surprise me if Tony comes back at the championship celebration.
Yeah. I would be okay with that too, because I think this title reign needs a shot in the arm. And even if it means Tony goes 0-2 against Mariah May, I think this needs like a big help.
I mean, there's a few other names that you could throw in there that I think would still be very credible feuds for a while with her.
Yeah. No. I'm just saying, like,
oh yeah,
if you're going into the new year, you might as well run it back in a good way.
Yeah, right. Like Tony's a good one. Tony's somebody you can fall back to and rely on easily for something like this. But I'm thinking if you want to go a different way, I'm just like off the top of my head trying to think of like who could you slot into that and it be a very good feud. And the first couple of names that come to mind is Thunder Rosa,
Fair.
Sheeta.
Also fair.
Even to an extent, you could throw Britt just because former champ. But
yeah,
like
but
in terms of a credible competitor.
No, I get what you're saying.
Right.
I think it's very easy to build a feud off of this.
Oh yeah,
because she is shit talking the division because she's like, there is no women's division. It's me and then another, basically an A division because I'm the top of everyone.
Yeah.
Telling like little girls like you're never gonna grow up and be the best you are. You're gonna be like a rundown middle-aged woman who never achieved anything.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, you could definitely build off of so many things with her.
Oh yeah.
But it's a wait and see type of thing, unfortunately.
Oh, 100%. But like, and I mean, even like the way they've been talking about stuff of like, kind of bringing Harley Cameron in against Mina in some ways, right? Of like, and I guess Tony just did this big like pay-per-view like media tour thing, and he's like giving Harley a lot of praise of like where she's come from and like the potential of what she can do.
Oh yeah, no. Harley Cameron, be it Dynamite, be it Rampage, just be like anything. She was even doing like indie shows and such. She is killing it.
Yeah, they just wrote her so bad when they started with her, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, look what she was doing. She was doing like the QT Marshall show.
Yeah, she did QTV, and then she tried to flirt with Bowens and openly gay man.
Yeah, and then she was teaming with Soraya, and I'm like...
yeah, man, she got a bad draw of it for a while there, dude.
Yeah, and now they're just giving her time to cut promos, which
Yeah.
again, she's silly. It's funny. It works.
Yeah.
You're giving her time to be in matches. She's losing, but again, she's like that silly little character that's not supposed to win right now.
Yeah, and it's
And
one of those
then
things of
again,
like, yeah, you're losing, but at the same time you're on TV, which is better than a lot of that roster right now, unfortunately.
yeah, and then you look at like even giving her a match against Mina Shirakawa, coming back.
Yeah.
That's a plus. That is a genuine plus.
Yeah.
So I really hope something, happens with her.
Yeah.
And she doesn't like just get, slotted back into like a sub role for like
Yeah, or like squash match Rampage.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, again, I have a feeling it's got to be Tony coming back. I'd be surprised if it's anybody else, but who's to say, man?
It's hard to say right now, but I think we all see maybe
Or the other way you do it is you have Mina turn on Mariah.
I could also see that.
Have Mina turn on Mariah. No, like Tony's not there at all. And then you start building Mina Mariah feud and reveal slowly that Tony is the puppet master behind Mina.
Like, okay, hear me out.
Yeah.
You have this where you have it, not be like a puppet master, but you take all of this and like everything's going wrong with Marina, and like you have everything going on with Mina, and then you have like a shot where like it's a promo going on or like a vignette or something, and then you have Tony. You see the back of the chair. You see Tony sitting in the chair, and it's just a director chair. Like she is playing like literally everything.
Oh, that's yeah. That'd be so good too, though, because like the way Tony's character has gone, right? When she hit like that timeless thing of like, she started out just making her own silent films, and then her silent films as were her promos for a while, and then it became her master film was her title defenses. It's like okay, actor turned director. Like that is a fun, like actual like ooh, that'd be fun.
Like she gets out of the chair, goes cut, cut, cut. I'll show you how a professional does it, and then she returns.
Yeah, if you want to do something, if you want something done right, do it yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be sick, actually. That'd be fun.
We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, only time will tell. But I mean, if Tony Storm's involved, I'm there because
oh yeah, for sure.
I have adored her as a wrestler since I started watching AEW. So
fantastic, 10 out of 10.
I do miss her old music though.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll ever see that side of her again, which sucks. But
well, yeah.
Who's to say? All right. God, I'm just looking at this next match already, man. I'm excited for this match because we got a taste of it last night. They did a big 8-man tag, and these two were involved. And Ospreay versus Fletcher for Fletcher's own ego to try and prove that he's not an Ospreay clone by fighting Ospreay.
So, quick rundown for those who are not caught up. It was a triple threat: Ospreay, Ricochet, and Takeshita for the title.
Banger match, by the way.
Banger match.
Absolutely must watch of the year.
Go watch it. Match is about to wrap up. Takeshita ends up winning the match, of course. I believe Ricochet wasn't even involved in the pin, or was Ricochet involved in the pin?
No, I don't remember.
Ricochet got taken out of the match because he got put to the table on the outside.
Yes.
And then Takeshita takes the pin, of course. And leading up to this, Fletcher was kind of like still callous to him, so he's like, I kind of don't want to do this. This led to, of course, post-match Takeshita wins. Fletcher comes out and does the actual unthinkable and hits his mate,
dabs Ospreay in the head with a screwdriver.
And then Tiger Driver.
Yep. Puts him out for about 3 weeks with the neck injury or the neck damage.
And then we're getting promos, of course, from Fletcher talking about, I'm not a carbon clone of Will. And then he's just like, I can prove it. And he shaves his head, even though he's changed his hair like since he's been on the roster like 8 different times.
Yeah.
So it's like finally he has no hair, which I'm okay with.
Yeah.
And then
along the way of all this, of cutting these promos and shit bashing Will, His tag partner Mark Davis comes back from injury and tries to
Mark
knock some
Davis
sense into him. Does not work. And then we
No.
get this lovely 8-man tag of Kyle Fletcher, Takeshita, and the currently traded to Don Callis family, Lance Archer and Brian Cage.
Not a fan.
Look, man, they needed some monsters on that.
No, I know, but like I'm just you could have picked some different individuals to give time on TV, and I'm just not a fan.
Yeah.
Like I wish it was anyone else. Like
But yeah, you have those four versus Ospreay, returning Mark Davis, Ricochet, and Hobbs. Because
which
Hobbs was Callis family.
yeah, that's what also what I'm happy he's back on TV.
Yeah.
Like truly happy. I am very happy he's in this spot where he's getting featured again.
Yeah,
I hope they do something with him because I would love for him to get pushed heavily into next year.
So yeah, Hobbs comes back because Ricochet had a match against Callis family 2 weeks ago, and they went, you can grab anybody on the roster you want. And he grabs the person that was shelved for 6 months on injury, and because he was injured, Don Callis let his contract with the family expire. And that's why Hobbs has this vendetta against the family again. I'm going to say this, and I hate that I'm saying this while we're recording. During that 8-man tag, Brian Cage managed to get a pop out of me. Not because of what he did, but because of how fucking good Ricochet is at selling shit. Dude, Cage hits him with a fucking power, like a full-on just power slam, or like, just like picks him up and just whoop, straight to the fucking ground, like a full power bomb. And the way Ricochet took that, I lost my mind. And I was like, only Ricochet could sell a move well enough for me to enjoy watching Brian Cage. Like, insanity. Absolutely wild.
I again, there's two sides of this. I hope Fletcher does great things again because we're coming into the new year. I think everyone on the other side as well. Like, I want to see great things from a lot of these competitors in this match.
Yeah.
Ricochet's fresh with the company. Hobbs is coming back. Ospreay is Ospreay. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And you have Fletcher. And you have Fletcher, Mark Davis. I hope this leads to them actually rejoining at a certain point, even if Mark Davis turns. I think they work the best as a tag team.
Running United Empire.
Yeah, I want to see Fletcher, of course, as well. Get his actual chances.
Aussie Open. United Empire's went up, wheels around.
Yeah, I want to see these two run together, but also have Fletcher get a singles push. Why not? Prove it. Absolutely prove it. This is a very delicate match because it's like you could do the obvious thing. Will could win, but does Will need the win?
It's funny you think Will is the obvious win.
No. I would like to see Ospreay lose is the thing. But I think it's Will, so it's like, do you give him the win because it's Will, or do you actually have Fletcher beat him?
Here's the thing. Ospreay was the guy that was willing to, like, went into this company newer and went, I will lose to Swerve to legitimize his fucking championship run. He will put Fletcher over because at the end of the day, like you're saying, this match, if Ospreay wins, nothing changes except you kill all of Fletcher's momentum.
Exactly.
But if Fletcher wins, you legitimize him as a standalone wrestler, separate from it, and it's Will fucking Ospreay. He will be back next week doing whatever, and no one will be like, but he lost to fucking Kyle Fletcher. Like, no one will care.
And here's the biggest thing is, as of right now, I think a win is a win in Fletcher's book, beating Ospreay. Like, it'll say Fletcher defeats Will Ospreay. I don't think he cares if it's under shady tactics.
Oh, God, no.
Or that's what I'm saying. Like, I could see this match being. I think if they can have their way, like backstage at least, Will's like, I want to put him over. Can we do it clean?
Yeah.
And that's the thing with like Tony is, if Tony's cool with it, I'm like, everyone will be. I'm fine with it, of course. Because again, I want to see Fletcher be pushed further than he currently is. But I just hope Tony, who's booking sometimes these matches, isn't the best.
Yeah.
I hope he gives him either a clean victory or just a victory where Kyle Fletcher doesn't care. Like he celebrates, like, yeah, I beat Will. I'm better than him now.
Here's the thing I see happening. Fletcher beats Ospreay, and the next week, Don Callis is out there with Fletcher and Takeshita going, he beat Will Ospreay, he beat Kenny Omega twice in a week.
That is true.
And he's going to lord over the fact that the two former gods of wrestling have been taken out by members of the family.
That's such a good.
He's absolutely going to gloat that shit. It doesn't matter if they walked in the ring and shot Will in the kneecap when the ref wasn't looking. He'll say it the same way.
Yeah, a win is a win.
Win is a win.
Which,
yeah, that match is going to cook, though, because those two are good.
I think in terms of a technical side of it all, that's probably going to be match of the night. Because they're just going to throw every fucking thing that they've ever learned in the wrestling ring at each other.
Oh, yeah. You're going to get a lot of, almost Tiger drivers, but no one actually getting the ability to pull the trigger.
You're going to get sentons, you're going to get splashes, you're going to get just outside dives.
Yeah.
I think you're going to get Fletcher, of course, throwing a hidden blade out there. Because why not?
You know what you're probably going to get? Hear me out. I'm going to paint you a picture because I can see this happening. Fletcher and Ospreay go at it, just wailing on each other. We're 10, 12 minutes in, right? We're getting near the end of the match. Ospreay has the upper hand. Callis, who's naturally going to be on commentary, because he usually is for his pay-per-view matches, works his way up from commentary, gets over there, sneaks the screwdriver to Fletcher while he's down on the ground, gets up on the other side to distract the ref. Fletcher, no hesitation, goes to do it. Arm is caught by Mark Davis. Rips the screwdriver from his hand, takes off running. Then Callis gets down. They go back to having to fight clean. Or what if Mark takes the hit for Will?
Or you have the third option. Mark does stop it, but then he's the one that deals the blow.
Yeah.
To align himself back with Fletcher.
It'd be a way to do it, man. All three of those are hella believable, though.
I also like this as an idea of Fletcher hitting Ospreay. Not, I wouldn't say the Tiger Driver, at least the hidden blade. And he goes to pin him. I want to kick out at one.
Yeah.
I want him to be like, no.
Or hit him with a Stormbreaker and kick out at one.
Like that, because my idea of when a wrestler comes up with a finisher and they hit another person with a finisher, they gain resistance to their own moves.
Well, yeah, I mean, fucking Kenny's kicked out of the Angel how many times at one?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, that's my move. I know what this feels like to do every single time. It's like, you garner that resistance.
Dude, when we get down to that tag match, I need to bring up some shit from a few weeks back because I was losing my mind. But we'll get to it. Next up is a match that makes me very sad because there should be one more person in this, but fucking I understand why they didn't do it this way. And I'm so sad. I also get it. I have, over the last few weeks especially, I have really accepted the fact that Adam Cole may be one of my favorite, if not my favorite wrestler. I am very much an Adam Cole mark. And him not being in this triple threat of him, Max, and Roddy, and it's just Max and Roddy, makes me so sad. I have a really fucking crazy theory with it, though, too.
I mean, I think we both have interesting theories about this.
You go first. Where's your head at?
Well, I mean, you have MJF, Roderick Strong in this.
Yeah.
I think it's the obvious reason why he's not in this match. There's only one person per AEW pay-per-view that's allowed to bring the boom, Chris.
Shut the fuck
that's
up.
On the
I hate you. I hate you so much right now.
I think they're trying to save this.
They are, and I get it. But I'm like,
and I get it because for those unaware, MJF offered Roderick Strong and Adam Cole a deal: win 3 matches, you get me.
Originally was the first to 3 matches between the two of them got the shot. Adam then came out and went, "Hey, I talked to Tony Khan. If we both get it at the same time, then it's a triple threat.
And then
Max basically pays the Callis family to annihilate Adam Cole
which happened because his last opponent was Takeshita,
with a
who of course
Dynamite Diamond ring.
was a Dynamite ring, who was champion. They paid him a lot of money, of course. And
Yeah.
then of course now we're getting Roddy versus MJF, which it's gonna be a good match. Let's be honest, it's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
I am curious where this is going to leave post match because I don't see Roddy winning.
No. So Max's whole logic and what Max's rationale is he's almost, as much as he would like to fight Adam, he's happier to do it this way because what it means is he gets to basically put Roddy through hell and leave Adam with even less things.
Yeah.
Right. Like the threat is essentially I'm going to injure Roddy in a way that you will not be able to interact with him and you will be closer to being as alone as I am.
Yeah, because you also look at the thing of there's someone technically also that could be in MJF's sights right now as well, because during the Roderick Strong match that led into the Adam Cole match afterwards, Kyle O'Reilly came out.
Yeah.
And he checked on Roderick Strong, but did not even address Adam Cole at all.
Fun fact, Kyle O'Reilly came out last night to talk to Adam. And he looked Adam dead in the face and he was like, we've had a lot of highs and a lot of lows together. We've been up and down this road together for a long time. You are a good leader. But this obsession with Max is not healthy. Let him go and accept the fact that he is a more evil bastard than you ever will be, because your obsession with this is starting to affect other people I care about, because Roderick is about to go into a match that is going to leave him hurt because he wants to do this for you.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's such a good promo. It's such a good message. Kyle O'Reilly's delivery is a little rusty, but I get it. Like, he hasn't been around for a while. I think he's still getting a little bit of his ring rust off of the promos. He can wrestle great. His promos are not strong, unfortunately. But I love him all the same.
So again, I very much would like to see, like, of course, with everything that's gonna happen to Roderick, I think he's gonna just. The best example. Look at the way Daniel Garcia got dealt last time he dealt with MJF before.
Yeah.
You know, I think we're gonna get something like that. I think you need to break Adam, like truly. If you want that sadistic side and you want to beat MJF, you're gonna have to break him and make him be a psychopath.
Yeah. The other way this goes is, it'd be weird, but you could, like, my thought on this is like, now that Adam isn't in the match, he might fuck with Roderick and he might try and, like, this might be how you cut Adam from the Undisputed Kingdom.
Ooh.
Right.
I do have one more request, but we can save it for the tail end before we head into the next match.
Yeah.
Because it's something that's bothering me a little bit. Adam, I know you're not hearing this. I love you, buddy. I'm happy you're back in the ring.
I know where this is going.
It as you've been coming back. I need you to get into a tanning bed.
And untan.
And yeah, because man, when you're applying that tanning spray,
oh man,
and then he takes down the knee brace, and it's just pale white. I'm like, guy,
dude, it's
spray the knees.
Dude, it's bad, man.
It's really bad,
and it doesn't help that all of his theming is fucking yellow. And, like, it really doesn't help that right now, because it's right around American Thanksgiving, is a lot of their fucking side shit is orange. So it makes it worse. Like, he's already way too tan with this spray tan, but it's way worse now.
Pops on camera and not in a good way.
No. I saw a fucking tweet today. I was scrolling Discord, and somebody was like, we should start calling him Adam Coldplay because he's all yellow.
Yeah, because it's just like,
it's rough,
at first
dude.
I was like, it's not too bad. And he's like, time to bring the knee, the boom, or whatever. And it's a pale knee. And I'm just like, buddy,
dude, the worst part was like when he came out the first time and Maple and I were watching, we were like, it's got to be the lighting, right? And then the next week, all of the like orange theming was gone. I went, ooh, it's not the fucking lighting.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Yeah. Dude, I know. I love him to death, but fuck,
Yeah.
he it Mabel described it best. It's like that episode of Friends when Ross tries to do the tanning booth and it keeps
Yeah.
spraying him the wrong way and he's
Hmm.
like 12 shades darker than he meant to be.
Yeah.
Dude, it's
I,
rough.
of course, we never want to judge on a wrestler's appearance, physical appearance. But if you're going to, apply a fake tan to make yourself like
Make it
look better on
fucking
TV,
even, please.
make it even, make it believable,
Yeah,
please.
Max very clearly spray tans as well. You've seen
Hmm.
it when it starts to fade, but
Yeah.
his is even. Like even when he's like a little bit too tan, it's a very even coat.
Yeah.
Adam is a little bit all over the place right now. Although actually, you know what's fucked up with that now that I think about it though?
Mhm.
Do you know what Adam's been using in the ring
What?
on his march to Max? He's been hitting people with that fucking heat seeker that Max uses.
Oh, has he really?
What if the fucking bad tan is to like lead, like it could just be a bad tan and it just happened to be that way. But what if
Mhm.
they like shoot work justify it by like he is so obsessed with Max, he's becoming Max. The spray tans, the
Oh,
heat seeker,
the
like
hairline.
it'd be a weird way to justify something that probably isn't, but if that's what they've been cooking, that'd be
That would be
awesome.
interesting. But this is gonna be an easy, good match. You have
Oh
two
yeah.
competitors that just,
Yeah, it's a
puzzle
good
pieces.
match. It's one of those matches you go into it going, I'm like 99% sure I know the outcome, but it's gonna be a good time.
But you want to see the outcome. You want to experience it
I
still.
love Adam Cole to death, but I want to see him at the lowest of lows.
Yeah.
Like, and the only way to do that is you got to take out Roddy, you got to take out Bennett, you got to take out Taven, and when the only person he's got left is O'Reilly, you take out O'Reilly,
Hmm.
and you leave him with nothing, and then you let him fight Max.
Yeah. Because again, they don't need to wrap this up. Like I very much like the wheels turning again instead of
Yeah,
like the stop and start we got for basically a year because of course, because unfortunately, not of course, unfortunately, Adam got hurt.
yeah.
You can't predict.
No, and especially with like it was such a freak landing that just blew out his ankle, right? Like,
Oh yeah, but
yeah.
we'll see. We'll see him back.
Oh yeah. Moving on to the next match. This is I knew it. You if you told me 6 months ago that these two were gonna fight, I would have been like, "You're nuts." Fucking Swerve Strickland and Bobby Lashley are in the same ring. Lashley's AEW pay per view debut. Oh my god, this match is gonna be amazing. I'm so excited.
I I'm excited for this. Quick rundown. Hurt Syndicate has officially arrived in AEW along with
MVP, Shelton
MVP,
Benjamin,
Sheldon
Bobby
Benjamin,
Lashley.
and Bobby Lashley.
I wish they could have kept Hurt Business as a name, but I get it.
Hurt Business works better. This is going to be a big match because MVP was trying to get Swerve to join the Syndicate. He's like, no, I have family.
Yeah, he went real fast and the furious with him on that.
Yeah, because he's like, you're still my boy, Nana, and it's like I respect that. He's like, your family. I was like, cool. Uh, he ends up facing Sheldon. Banger of a match. Sheldon can still
Banger
go. Makes
match.
me very happy that Sheldon can still go. And then Bobby Lashley debuts. I get why they held him off from the pay per view.
Yeah.
I do. I I don't know. I think the crowd would have like given him the flowers he would have deserved if he was at the pay per view. But I still get it because you want to have Sheldon be a viable threat still
That's
and not be
that
written off immediately.
Yeah. Well, and the only problem with that is they kind of fucked that up with his booking after Lashley's debut because
Yeah.
I don't think Shelton's won a match since Bobby showed up.
No. That's like, come on, guys. This match is gonna be very good. You
It's gonna
have
be so good.
two great talents. Swerve, like, it's one of those things where I'm like, you could kind of like, oh, they're gonna have to possibly like someone's gonna have to carry this match a little bit. But Lashley's been doing this since like 2004, 2003. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Swerve, of course, is Swerve. We know that. I think you're gonna get a match where Strickland is gonna make him look so fucking strong.
Oh my
Like,
god, dude, that whole match. But both of them are gonna make the other one look so good. By the way,
yeah,
have you seen Swerve's outfits recently?
I have.
Homeboy's going full Craven the Hunter on this shit,
I
and I
I
love it.
love it.
It's so fucking good.
Because he's leaned into like that level of cosplay, costumes, outfits, whatever, like
Yeah.
of hunters of like animal-esque superheroes, supervillains, which is like
Yeah.
really cool.
hmm
I think this match should end cleanly. I hope it does, even if Swerve loses.
I think it will. Like, the Hurt Syndicate is technically a heel faction, but they're a heel faction in the sense of, like, we are building a group of people that will fuck your shit up. Not like the Callis family is the same, but they'll go, but we're going to do it behind the ref's back. Whereas, like, the people they're getting for the Hurt Syndicate so far, and even the people that they've offered those business cards to outside of Swerve, have been people that are like, these are like legitimate athletes.
Yeah, so it's you have the opportunity to build something really big here,
Yeah.
and I truly think it'll help that the talent that he tried to recruit, excuse me,
Bless you.
is like top tier talent that just hasn't got an opportunity,
Yeah.
or maybe it was gotten like one opportunity and then after that it had been cut off basically.
Yeah.
So
Dude,
we'll see. We'll definitely see.
the first time they started handing out those business cards, I was like, bro, the firm's back, because it's like the same color, that all black business card, man. But yeah, that match is gonna cook. I'm excited. What is okay? This is a question because I didn't watch a lot of WWE, and I still don't as much as I would like to watch more. What the fuck is Lashley's finisher? Is it just that big ass choke slam?
It okay, so it depends is like
Yeah.
the biggest thing. So it could be a spear.
Okay.
It could be the Dominator, which is um Razor's Edge, right? You know Razor's Edge.
I
And then
believe so. Yeah.
slam. So Razor's Edge is supposed to be like two hands up and you just
Oh,
toss
like a
it.
fireman press.
But
Yeah.
it's a fireman press and then it's into a front facing pancake slam. Pretty much a
Okay.
flapjack.
Gotcha.
Or it could be what's it called? I'm trying to think of the actual where you get behind someone and you lock their fingers behind their back and you apply pressure.
Oh,
to the
that's
back of their
right. Yeah,
neck.
yeah. Also, oh god, why is my fucking
Yeah,
ping
I
going
don't.
dead?
I'm blanking on what it's called,
They
but
call it the Hurt
that
Locker, don't they?
is a hurt. It's called a Hurt Locker, but I know it has like a different name.
Yeah.
But that's his submission finisher. So it also because like he also has the choke slam. So it depends on
Mhm.
what he's gonna bring, because like he has like so many.
Yeah.
Also, at one point, he also had pretty much the jackhammer. I don't recommend it because I don't like that finishing move at all.
Yeah.
It's a delayed vertical suplex into a fucking slam, basically. I'm just like, no, thank you. We can forget Goldberg entirely.
Well, I mean,
That's a wrestler that like if history could repeat itself, I'm like,
that's
hey,
a conversation for another day. Considering there's a lot of theories about what might be happening down the line, which I'm afraid.
oh, I know.
Yeah.
I'm aware.
Yeah. Anyways.
Very much aware.
Anyways. But yeah, no, that match is gonna cook. All right. Before we get into the depths of this next match, I need to fucking go full mark on something that happened a while back with one of these teams. So, next up on the conversation docket, we have for the AEW Tag Team Championships, Private Party, your defending champions, which is fucking sick, versus the Acclaimed. Not surprising.
Yeah.
But not surprising, right?
No, I know.
You have those two teams also versing the Outrunners, who have really built the homegrown energy. Versus, it's labeled House of Black, but it's Kings of the Black Throne, because it's Brody and Malachi. Now, before we get into the depths of how much this match is going to cook and where my head's at with this,
Mm-hmm.
I need to talk about how Private Party got those belts because they made Isaiah Cassidy look like the strongest man alive during the match between them and the Bucks.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. This guy was busted open 1v2ing the Young Bucks for like half of this match. And the part I want to talk about, you want fucking proof that they're trying to remind us that Kenny's coming back and is like legit coming back? They fucking comboed it. One brother hits him with the V trigger, one brother hits him with an angel, and he kicks out at one. I lost my damn mind, dude. So good.
Private Party is again home. Now again, homegrown can be tells around a lot, but they've been on this roster probably since the beginning, early days.
Yeah, if
And
not day one, damn close.
And I know, I think it was day one, I believe. Maybe. Don't quote me on this. But like they have fought, they have tried, they have not broken up, but they have gone like separate-ish ways when Mark got hurt.
Yeah, the Hardy Party. Brother Quinn, or Brother Zay.
And then it was one of those things where Zay, who was given like 10 seconds of TV time, would make the most of it, even if he's just moaning in some person's ear. He's making the most of it, and that's what wrestling is. You get 15 seconds, you take those 15 seconds, and then you go on this whole Buck excursion of them having the titles again. And it's what felt like a long period of time with them holding the titles.
They've held them since just after. Were they the ones that won it after Sting Darby dropped it?
Yeah.
So they've held it almost since, not exactly, because obviously Sting and Darby retained and then they vacated it and they ran the tournament. But call it what? Maybe a month and a half after Revolution until now.
Yeah. And this is such a cool process of them like, hey, let's run it back. We're here at like the anniversary, and like fine, they beat them, and then it's like one more time, they lose, and then the ultimate match, if Private Party loses,
they break up.
We're done.
Yeah.
And Zay was the one who made the deal, and
boy did he fucking prove that shit was not gonna happen, man.
Yeah.
So,
damn,
dude, that match, Private Party versus the Bucks for the titles, the second time they do it this year, that match is phenomenal from front to back. That is one of the best matches I've seen this year, easily. Now, as for this pay-per-view match, I see only one way to do this if Tony Khan is smart, and that is Private Party pins the Acclaimed.
Yeah.
Because if you pin the Outrunners, you are squashing. You're killing the momentum of a homegrown talent that has gotten really over recently.
Organically too.
Yeah, organically as well.
That's a big thing. Organically getting over is fantastic.
If you squash the House of Black, or if the House of Black lose, unfortunately it's nothing new, which I think needs to fucking change, especially with all these vignettes they've been doing with Julia coming back. You can't hurt their momentum right now. Like, you already had Adam beat Buddy and Malachi. You can't do that. And thirdly, because they were teasing it forever when they were around, I genuinely think that if Private Party pin the Acclaimed, we get a Max Caster heel turn on Bowens, and you split the Acclaimed.
So I know we talked about this earlier with the Continental Classic, right?
Yeah.
Can I throw my first competitor into that?
Yeah, sure.
Because he's in this match. Put Bowens in this.
Bowens in the Continental Classic would be really good.
I am very high on a lot of these people in this match. Obviously, Private Party, the Outrunners, getting over organically. Floyd and Magnum, peak, great. Black and then King, they're our boys. Let's be honest. Acclaimed, I think, obviously has run their course.
Yeah,
like, they've truly run their course.
They've done everything that there is to do in this company as not only a tag team but as a trio. They even did the super group for like 3 weeks with the Bang Bang Scissor Gang. Like, I think the only thing those two have to do now, other than just keep running back through what they've done, is split him and let him run single for a while.
And I think you have the Hurt Syndicate here, obviously. I think you use the Hurt Syndicate. Hey, there actually are recruiting people. Throw Max in there.
Caster and the Hurt
Because they're
Syndicate's
going to be
interesting.
healed group.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you have another mouthpiece that MVP might get a little annoyed with, but if he's along, he's a part of the group. He's proving himself, even if he's just a mouthpiece. He's proving himself.
Yeah.
So that's why I think, at least, because I don't see there being a world unless the fix has to be fixed because like someone gets hurt or whatever. This is private parties, pay-per-view. Like, this is how good our division is looking now.
Yeah,
this
and
is how good
also
our champions
it's
are.
their first title defense. Like, you can't one and done them after the history of they've had with the Bucks, man.
No.
That'd be asinine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of a long history, though.
Oh.
Hangman Page and Jay White, baby.
Yes.
That match is gonna be so brutal. I'm so excited.
So this is an interesting one because I didn't know what they were gonna do with that Hangman post swerve. Like, honestly, did not know what they were gonna do with him post swerve.
They've done a very good job of it, though.
And having him go up against former Bullet Club members such as Jay White and Juice Robinson, interesting idea. I don't hate it. And these two can go. And I'm excited.
Yeah. What you do with Hangman after Jay White is a very interesting question.
Yeah, because Jay White wants to get back in the title hunt. They've been mentioning this a lot. Like, he's like, he wants to be back, at the peak. Which I get, because they are running him as a face right now. Which is interesting, because, like, you look at Jay White, he doesn't look like a face. Which is such a...
But he's so charismatic that even when Bullet Club Gold is a heel faction, he is so charismatic enough to make you want him to win when pitted against, the psychotic former school teacher Hangman. Like,
yeah, like I think this match, because this is just a regular stip, right? There's no like.
I don't think there's a single match on this card that is stipped except for essentially a four-way tag.
Which is kind of surprising to me a little bit, because I'm like, usually there's like
for Tony, yeah.
Because I guess maybe they're saving it for World's End, but like no like Iron Man match.
It might be, honestly, what probably is happening is about half the people on this card are going to be in the Continental Classic as of the following week, and therefore you can't hurt half of the fucking Classic going into it.
That I completely understand.
Which I think I am going to throw a name in now that I've answered my own question. What do you do with Hangman after Jay White? You put him in the Continental Classic against all of the people that stood in his way to swerve.
Ooh, including Okada too.
Including Okada.
I like this idea.
Hangman in the Classic would cook.
I am very happy the way they've been booking Hangman as well, coming back. He's like, oh, I'm mad, I'm aggressive, I'm gonna fight everyone, but he's losing because it's like you could fight as much as you want,
clouded by anger, basically.
But you can still lose if someone outsmarts you. That's easy. That's make me happy.
Because let's see, what do you got? Who has been in those backstage segments? Hangman has been dealing with all of this like backstage bullshit of like, get out of my way. There's all of Dark Order, but I doubt you put any of them in the Classic.
No, it's not. I'm not saying it's a waste of space, but it's like you have other talent that you could, of course, toss in there.
You've got all of, I always just call them the TNA rejects, but like Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal, Satnam Singh, Sanjay Dutt, that whole crew. You could put
the last one, right?
Jay Lethal was in the last one.
Yeah.
So you could run Lethal in the Classic again. That wouldn't be a bad place for him. Like there's a lot of shit that you could run, man.
Just think, like, this match is going to be a very heavy deciding factor of where you go with both of them afterwards.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Like, say you have Jay win. You just throw Hangman into Continental Classic. You have Hangman win, does that build towards title aspirations? But does he also want to deal with the current situation that is the world title?
Yeah, does he want to fucking square up with Mox, man?
Well, I think that would be interesting because it'd be a rabid dog versus a cold, calculated killer.
Yeah, there's a
Because
lot
that's
to it.
kind of what they're dealing with right now.
Yeah, but no, this match is gonna cook. This is one of the few matches where I'm like, I genuinely don't know who walks out winning this.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of the other ones you can see, like, it's probably gonna be Max. It's probably gonna be Fletcher. It's
Yeah.
probably gonna be Private Party.
This is
I
one of
have
those
no
things
idea.
where I'm okay with being proven wrong as well when it comes to
Oh,
this card.
100%.
I'm like, oh, what? Such and such did win? Like, again, we're going off of the obvious connotation that's like you can predict this card easily because of like it's a not a middle of the road pay per view, but it's like it's a pay per view leading into one last pay per view before the year is over.
Which is really funny because Full Gear used to be like their last hurrah, but now that World's End's a thing, it is very much the transitional between like they almost set him up as like it's a rise and a fall now. You know what I mean? Like the early year pay per views all hit hard. Like Revolution is huge. Double or Nothing is great.
Mm-hmm.
All In is massive. All Out is essentially now the fallout to whatever happened at All In.
Yeah.
Wrestle Dream is kind of its own beast, but it's definitely a B level pay per view. But now it really feels like we're, you know, last year, Full Gear was what was Full Gear's card last year? Let me
And then you of
look.
course had Forbidden Door, which is Forbidden Door.
Yeah. What the fuck happened at last year's Full Gear? No, not production. Where the fuck? I wish Wikipedia was better for this thing. For actually just giving me the list of the card. I'm going to screen. Hold on. Different website. Okay, Full Gear 2023 was 0 Hour Eddie Kingston versus Jay Lethal for ROH World Title,
Mm-hmm.
and Buddy versus Claudio.
Ooh.
And then you had, that's right, Full Gear 0 Hour. What third match was the Guns versus Max and Joe replacing Adam for the ROH tag.
Right. Yeah.
And then you had Sting, Darby, and Copeland versus Patriarchy.
Mm-hmm.
Cassidy defeats Mox for international title retention. Tony retains against Sheeta. Well, here's two names we haven't heard in a while. Ricky Starks and Big Bill defend their tag titles against FTR, Kings of the Black Throne, and LFI.
Oh my god, I miss Ricky.
Statlander, or Julia defeated Statlander and Sky in the triple threat for the TBS. Hangman and Swerve in the Texas Death Match. Oh god, Bucks versus Golden Jets. Forgot about that. And then Max versus Jay White for the world title was main event. That's always the match I forget about in Max's feud, in Max's title reign, is that one. But yeah, it's like even last year, Full Gear very much isn't the last hurrah anymore. Like World's End is clearly like, this is where this shit happens. So it's going to be interesting where you build from this to there, especially with the classic in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, God, I'm excited for that match because like Jay White has had so much in my heart since he debuted. I've loved him since the beginning. Like,
I very, very much also want to see another buckshot into a Blade Runner.
yeah, it's such a perfect. It's two finishers that meld so perfectly together.
Yeah, because it reminds me of when Hangman and Kenny used to team together and they do the V trigger and the V trigger and the buckshot. I was like, if you could somehow run these two as a tag team, and him buckshot someone from behind into a Blade Runner, oh
yeah,
kill me with kindness. It'd be so great.
mm-hmm. It'd be sick, man. On to our next match. God, this match is gonna be good. I mean, all these matches are gonna be good. Well, minus one in the 0 Hours match, but I digress. Jack Perry defending his TNT title versus Daniel Garcia. Oh my God, if there is a time to put a belt on Daniel Garcia,
It's now.
pull the fucking trigger. The Bucks are working from home. Okada's about to go into a long run tournament where especially with the classic, no outside interference. So it doesn't matter what Jack's doing. He can't help.
I think what we do here is I do think it's finally Garcia's time. He re-signed with the company. You have been putting him through hell.
Yeah.
Like, because it was at a point where like he would come out and he would be one of the most over talent, and that's slowly declining a little bit because I think a lot of people know he's probably not going to win. I think now is the time, especially because he has been getting in Perry's face. He has not backed down because he is sick of his shit.
Yeah.
And it's really cool to see.
Well, and the thing is, so last night as well, they showed us, so 2 weeks ago, or I think last week's Collision, they, like, Perry came out, beat the shit out of Daddy Magic on commentary.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then they ended up, Garcia and Daddy Magic basically kidnapped Jack, strapped him to the front of his own bus, and drove him out of range of the cameras, out of the camera truck range, or the TV truck range. But then this week they were like, hey, you have more footage to show us, don't you? And Daddy Magic was like, yeah, I'll show you. And they had him like tied up in a chair out in the middle of buttfuck nowhere with the only lighting coming from the headlights of his own bus. And Garcia pulls out a crowbar. And I'm like, what fucking like Red Hood origin story are we rocking here? And then he ends up trashing the bus instead. And he looks at Jack and he's like, you are trying to push me to a place that I will not go. Which is the really key detail of that's where I'm worried Jack might retain. But I think if he does, it's going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back. And then it's going to be a run back probably at World's End. Garcia, Perry, no DQ. Or like a no holds barred kind of thing.
I would be okay with that if we get a run back. Like
if we get a run back with like just a like everything goes kind of step, I'm down.
Yeah.
But if this is the only time they're going to cross paths, Daniel Garcia needs that belt yesterday.
Yeah, because I think this is we're getting ready to again. Like I've been saying, because it's obvious going into a new year. We're starting fresh at this point. We need new champions, and I think you give Perry a little bit of a break. I know he came back this year, but like looking at like a lot of the matches he's done this year, a lot of the bumps he's taken, it's like I imagine he's hurting a little bit.
Oh.
Give him off. Give him the rest of the year off or whatever, and bring him back fresh. Like,
you know what you do? You want some crazy fantasy booking right now?
What's up?
The Bucks have lost their title. Have Jack Perry lose his belt this Saturday. Have Okada lose the belt during the Classic and not get it back. So that he is not defending it at World's End. And then you run at Wrestle Dynasty the Elite versus the House of Torture. Because that's where Jack was running when he was in Japan.
I would like to see them pop back up in Japan. I think it's been a long time since the Bucks have returned to Japan.
The last time the Bucks were in Japan was they went there to jump, I think. Not Eddie. Can't remember who, but this year was the first time they've been back in Japan in a ring. And it wasn't even a match. It was just to do a run-in on somebody and dip.
I think it was Eddie, because Eddie... Oh, it was Eddie, because Eddie was hurt, and they had to write him off. Yeah.
They jumped Eddie,
Yeah, which, again, makes sense, because that is someone I want back as well.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Dude, the first time that Mad King of Yonkers comes out, I'm going to lose my fucking mind, dude. I love him.
It's one of those things where they... Like, I understand he's happy to be off TV, because, he's, like, resting and taking care of himself. But this is the best time to bring him back. Because look at everything Mox is doing right now.
Yeah.
The other side needs a killer.
Well, but the funny part is he's literally said that they've asked him, like, where are you at with all of this kind of stuff? And he's like, they don't need me right now. Like,
yeah, that's why I'm okay with these. Like, if he doesn't have to be there or wants to be there, let him have time off.
I mean, they also said, like, by injury report, he's not going to be back till 2025 no matter what.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So it's like, if we're still running this by the time he gets back, run it anyway.
which I'm going to say it right now. The Death Riders cannot lose until the new year.
Chris, you spoiled the main event.
I'm just saying in
No,
general, not even
no.
just them,
I
but
get what you're
the
saying.
trios belts and that world title need to stay there. Because if any of that loses, there's no point.
Trust me, I fully understand.
It was the same thing that happened with the Undisputed Kingdom. They were great until Bennett and Taven lost those belts, and then none of it mattered.
No, I completely understand. Yeah, but this match, depending on how much time they get, they can just go out there and have a classic.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
But I'm worried how this card's gonna fill out though in terms of the pacing.
Pacing, yeah. I'm also good. I just remembered this. We started talking about this and it popped in my head. Mampa and I were walking around the mall last week when I had some family in town. We ended up going to a GameStop. You want to know what I saw on the shelf of GameStop?
What?
A Jungle Boy Jack Perry action figure.
Oh my god!
I got whiplash, dude. You want to really fuck with Jack Perry going into this match? Have Daniel Garcia come out to Perry's old music. The fucking be sick.
That was a banger of a theme too, and I miss
it.
it.
It was so good. It was licensed as fuck, but yeah. Also had a fun thought on something. Me talking about like the Death Riders should not lose those belts. What if she's the one that interrupts the championship celebration?
I would be okay with that. Because
let Shafir go for the women's title.
Yeah.
Just put both men and women's world championships and the trios belts just in the chokehold of the Death Riders.
I could honestly see that. Honestly,
I'd be down.
1,000%.
Look, man, if Judgment Day and WWE could hold on to like 45 belts at once.
Do you want to hear something that's really dumb? That you just said Judgment Day. Judgment Day, who currently have the World Tag Team titles, just hit the 150-day mark. They've defended the belts one time.
Yep. Yeah.
How can you go 5 months defending the titles once?
And even then, that was a kayfabe forced defense because of the fact they hadn't defended it in forever. Like, yeah. Long title reigns are good sometimes, not all the time, but
well, if you're not defending your titles, you're just holding a piece of like metal.
Yeah. Like, it was funny when Dom had the fucking North American title. Like, that was good story beat because like you couldn't have put either the U.S. or the Intercontinental on him at that time.
No. It's also one of those things where he's not going to hold it for long. It's not going to be like a 6-month reign. It's going to be like maybe a month and then he loses it.
Yeah.
And we move on.
Hey, man. 18-year vet of the game, though. I will always love that his logic is that his debut was during the custody ladder match.
Bring it back.
Dude, he plays heel so well, man. If you watch his interviews, kayfabe does not leave that man's heart, and I love it.
The fucking Chris Van Fleet that he's always eating chicken tendies. I see that as real too, which is very funny.
I do too.
He's like, I ate tendies before you, and I'm like, yeah, fine, whatever. If it works, it works.
Anyways, circling back around, we got 2 more matches, and then we got to talk Continental Classic.
Just now realize what match we're talking about next.
Hey, there's not a lot of matches that I'm hoping for a specific outcome, outside of like Private Party needs to retain. I need Statlander to beat Mercedes.
Yeah, we're a big advocate and fan of women's wrestling here. Obviously,
we push for a lot, and the women deserve their time, and absolutely, especially with the way the industry's been forever.
Yeah, but
Jesus Christ, we need someone other than Mercedes holding that fucking belt.
Here's the thing about Mercedes. Mercedes, when interviewed, she will openly tout about like, this is where the best women's wrestling is. This is where I came to face the best competitors. Since she has said these things, it's been like a 5-for-1 type thing. WWE right now, if you watch any of the programming, women's match. I think 2 weeks ago, or maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, between Raw, NXT, and SmackDown, they had a total of 1 hour of women's wrestling.
Yeah.
And then you look at AEW across all three of their like shows or like across their networking, they had maybe 15 minutes.
Yep.
And this shouldn't be a thing if you bring in a talent that's like, hey, we're gonna elevate women's wrestling. It's like you're not elevating women's wrestling, kayfabe or not.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked that you look at the fact you have Mercedes Moné, formerly Sasha Banks, and Saraya, formerly Paige, who are, if you look at the industry, arguably two of the biggest supporters of like advocating for women's wrestling back in the day. And both of them have done the same thing. They debuted, they said, I'm here to change the women's division, and did nothing with it.
And to quote a friend of ours, there's the four horsewomen. Mercedes is fourth.
Yeah, and no, it doesn't matter who it is. Yeah, the fact that in any group, someone has to be the weakest of the four, or the lowest of the four.
Yes.
That is Mercedes, unfortunately.
It is Mercedes. And it is one of those things where Mercedes came to this company and had to face high level talent. That was over. I.e., back to the fucking beginning of this video, we talked about Willow.
Mm-hmm.
Willow, top of the mountain pretty much with the TBS title. Killing it. Love Willow forever and ever. She takes that title off of Willow. And I get it's a heel thing where it's like, I'm going to hold this title. It's my title. Blah, 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 blah. But it is so boring when you're not wrestling almost at all with a title.
Yeah.
And it kills me because, like, please at least wrestle once or twice on TV.
I mean, she fought Aminata.
Well, no, I know. But I mean, like, this is for any title holder, really, that never actually wrestles on TV. It pains me because I'm just like, regular people who work a 9 to 5 maybe get to see one show throughout the entire year. And you have all these champions that, like I get it, heel or face. Usually faces will wrestle, but like heels don't actually wrestle on TV, which is such a bummer.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, please let like wrestle or even do a tag match where you have like Camille and Mercedes versus Stat and then just someone backstage. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm going to throw this out here. I think Mercedes loses for a couple of reasons. One, no one is on board with her title reign.
No.
Two, they have no direction for Statlander again.
Yeah, God, yeah.
And three, last night, when Camille came out with Monet to, stir shit, Camille got in that ring, and Camille waited for a very long time, and Monet has been treating her like dog shit.
So
I think we get Camille turns on Monet to cost her the belt.
I'm okay with that.
I'm so okay with that. Also, I'm going to say this as well. Like, it sucks because she's not wrestling a lot, which is cheapening the TBS.
Mm-hmm.
You know what it's also doing? It's cheapening the fucking New Japan title around her waist because she's doing zero with that. She doesn't even acknowledge it anymore.
I really wish she would stop wearing that on TV. I get it. It's like, I'm a double champion. I'm like, you're not even a single champion if you're not even going to defend one of those belts.
Yeah.
Like, please go to Japan and at least defend this one time.
She'll probably keep it till Wrestle Dynasty and then lose it. Or, Wrestle Dynasty and then lose it there. Because that'll be the 5-way cross promotion.
I will book this because I think if we do get Stat gets the title, and you talk about Marina, of course, have Marina go after Stat, which pushes Stat.
That'd be fun.
Which pushes Stat back into the fold with what's everything happening with like all the other male AEW stars, the faces at least.
Yeah, have to deal with Orange.
Yeah, have her have to deal with Orange because that was a huge fallout. That unfortunately kind of didn't lead to anything because. Why would it, Trent? Why would it?
Yeah, man. God, yeah. Why the fuck is Trent not with the Death Riders at this point?
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of fucked up that Trent would fit better than Yuta.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Trent got that dog in him.
Is he healthy?
I don't know. I really
don't think
Oh
he is.
no, I think he's injured. I think he is injured.
But still, like, injury or not, that led to nothing for him.
Yeah.
Like, and of course it pushed Stat away as well. I'm just like, I'm happy Cassidy's okay, but I'm just like everyone else, including Chuck, unfortunately, is like, there's just a really bad fallout between them all.
You know what? Here's what we do when we get Team AEW versus Death Riders, and we've got like that Infinity War lineup. You know who needs to be standing across from fucking Marina Shafir?
Who?
Danhausen.
Oh, okay. I was expecting you to say Sue for some reason. Sue in her van.
That'd be funny, but no.
Yeah.
Dude, bring Danhausen back. I miss him.
No. Here's was it Scorsese, right? The cinema meme.
Yeah.
It is the Cassidy is in the ring. You have like Thanos, aka Mox, and you have like the rest of the Death Riders. And for some reason with this, it's like the ramp is like on the ground. You know, it's like there's no real ramp. You just come out, and a van pulls up in the background. Obviously, it's Sue. You get that like Falcon and Cap moment where it's like Cassidy on your left, and the fucking van door slides open, and it's just a conglomeration, basically. Yeah, it's Danhausen pointing into the van.
Oh my god, Danhausen is Doctor Strange. He points, the door opens, somebody walks out, he points the door open.
Yeah, I want that.
Oh my god.
It's like he's just pointing to different parts of the arena, and it's people who have been fucked over, screwed out of like things from the Death Riders.
Yeah.
It's stupid, but it's also wrestling, so I think it'd be great.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of the conglomeration, did you see anything about the segment between Jericho and Ishii?
I heard it wasn't the best.
It is the funniest thing. I'm no joke. This genuinely might be the best thing Chris Jericho has done all year, because Ishii carries this by the stupidest means possible. I am going to have to stand up to show you what happened with this shit. And I will show you when we're done recording. I will show you this segment because it is the funniest goddamn thing in the world.
Okay.
You have Jericho, Renee, Ishii. Contract signing for their match next Wednesday for round 2 for the ROH title.
Mm-hmm.
Jericho's basically like, I don't sign anything without my legal team looking at it. Renee's like, your legal team got it last week. And he goes, yeah, but what about today? Think about the now. I'm going to take this to my lawyers. He grabs it. He starts to leave. And it follows him out the door. And then it cuts to like the other perspective. He steps out of the room. And he's standing there like looking around because like he doesn't want to sign it. And he doesn't want to fight Ishii. And the camera like hard cut, like it hard snaps left. Ishii is standing at the door. No joke. He's fucking A-framing him like this. And Jericho starts walking. And Ishii just the whole way after him in that fucking stance that he has. Like, you know how he walks to the ring? Yeah. That really like hunched waddle? He follows him through the halls, and Jericho starts putting trash bins behind him. Ishii throws it out of the way. He walks up to the guy and goes, hey, Ishii wants to talk to you. He's behind you. And he pushes people out of the way. They do this all the way from the back, down the stairs, over the barricade, into the fucking ring.
Oh my god.
It is like 4 minutes, but it is just Ishii just fucking mean strutting the whole way. There's no speed increase. There's no running. It is a walk the entire way. It is the funniest fucking thing I have seen involving Jericho all year.
Cinema.
I fucking love Ishii so much, dude. He's such a degenerate. I love him. Anyways, moving on to the main event.
Big Boom AJ with Big Justice.
God, I'm going to leave this Discord call, I swear to God.
We're recording, Chris. Is it because I didn't mention the Rizzler soon?
God, what? I know we always say that he's high. He has to be now, right? Like this is confession of drug use, right?
This is somewhere down the line. He heard the word boom and was like, you're right, book that guy that's over. And it's like,
I wish Taz was on commentary because I need Taz to I need Taz to try and learn Gen Alpha lingo. I need him sitting on commentary next to Jim Ross and Excalibur going, what the hell's a skibbity? Like, God, Give me that.
Bob.
Give me Hook trying to teach Taz Gen Alpha fucking lingo. I would. God, that's a pay per view in its own right.
It is. AJ throws out QT Marshall outside the ring, and you have JR in commentary, and he's like by the ring, the ring area where the bell is,
Yeah.
and you have him hit that stupid like Riz pose or whatever, and you just have JR going, "By God, he's risen him,"
Fuck.
and then whatever
Oh my god.
wrestling.
Anyways, hey, for the actual main event, Mox is. I wrote it in. I didn't even write the match. I just wrote the death of Orange Cassidy.
Yeah.
There's no fucking way. There's no way Orange wins. And there's no way Orange doesn't get absolutely eviscerated.
I mean, they killed Bryan Danielson.
They killed Danielson. They've killed Chuck Taylor. And Orange has said, and he's made the conglomeration say and promise they are not going to interfere with the match. They are not going out there. He is doing this alone, 1-on-5, basically. Like, Orange Cassidy's fucking dying on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a great match, and it is going to be bloody. Because Orange is not afraid to wear a crimson mask. We learned that at All In. I think it was this year. Was it this year? Last year.
No, it was last year.
Last year. Yeah, because it was... Yeah, because it was essentially all of the best friends plus Lucha Brothers versus Mox, Eddie, Santana, Ortiz, and Pac, I think. No. Something like that.
Was that a Pac?
No, not Pac. Who was their fifth? Oh, God. Hold on. All In 2023 card. I always forget because, like, the thing that sticks in my head the most about All In was the fucking main event.
Yeah.
Stadium Stampede. Yeah. Orange Cassidy, Chuck Taylor, Trent Beretta, Eddie Kingston. Oh, Eddie Kingston and Penta. That's right, because Ray couldn't go because of visa issues. That's right.
That's what it was. Yeah.
And then it's Mox, Yuta, Claudio, Santana,
Eddie
Ortiz.
came out, he's gonna let himself on fire. Yeah.
No. Eddie lighting someone on fire is the Anarchy in Arena against the JAS. That was 2 years ago.
No, I thought lighting him on fire. Did he not try and light himself on fire?
No, I don't believe so.
I could be misremembering.
The only time I remember Eddie in fire was when he strutted out after beating the shit out of Daniel Garcia in an elevator.
That's right,
he came out 20 minutes later with a gas can and tried to light Jericho on fire.
Yeah. Sorry, my fire spots in AEW are...
Well, to be fair, it doesn't help that Jack Perry's been lit on fire twice this year, I think.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. God, All In 2023 was insane.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I'm looking through that card and I'm just getting nostalgic. Oh my God, I forgot that the trios match was fucking Jay White, Juice Robinson, Takeshita versus Kenny, Kota, and Hangman. Oh my God, I forgot we had that match. And that match was immediate. You know what a match was directly before that?
What?
Punk and Joe for the Real World title.
Ah, that's right.
God.
I wonder where Punk is now.
About to celebrate a year in the other company again. Still trying to take over fucking HBK's job when he retires. It's crazy that he thinks that he wants to run NXT when Sean hangs up, like when Sean's done. I'm like,
well, like, how long is that gonna be, my guy?
Yeah, Sean's probably gonna be in that role for a while, but yeah, I don't know, man. There's not much else to say at this main event, man. There's no way Mox loses this, especially if the odds are stacked this far against Orange. Orange will put on a good showing because Mox and Orange can go.
Yeah, we've seen it before, and we're gonna see it again. But
that ring is gonna be pure red by the end of it.
Yeah, I think unless something else happens, this is the only time outside the Roderick match. This is the only other time I can guarantee you someone's gonna get busted open.
Jack Garcia probably.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, if I had to pick one other match, I would probably say MJF Roderick post match
That's
shenanigans.
fair. Yeah.
But if we're talking about just in the ring, I think, you know,
Yeah.
this is how we get it.
Oh, 100%. But yeah, this is, God, Saturday's going to be fun. It's going to be a good card.
I am very excited for Saturday.
Yeah. And then next Wednesday, the Continental Classic begins. Who the fuck is filling in these other 9 spots? Do you want to know? I looked up. Do you want to know who was in the Continental last year? Just so we have an idea.
Who?
It's crazy because half of these names are either injured or not with the company anymore. Gold League Continental Classic was Jay White, who I think there is a chance he ends up back in it this year.
Mm-hmm.
Moxley, who will not be in it this year. Swerve, who I could see.
Maybe.
I could see. There's a possibility. Depends if Lashley doesn't break his spine.
I'll wait because I have a few people I think I want to throw in there.
Rouge.
Who?
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Mark Briscoe.
Ooh, that's right. Yeah.
And Jay Lethal. I forgot it was 6. It's 6 per league, so it's 12 total, which makes it even harder.
So 12 total wrestlers?
Yes, that is half of the league. Okay. The other half was Triple Crown champion Eddie Kingston, Bryan Danielson, Claudio, Brody King, Daniel Garcia, and fucking Andrade.
Who?
Okay. Yeah.
So here's what I want to suggest, because it would be 12 total people, but 11 because Okada, right?
Yeah, we know Okada's for sure in, because Okada's basically replacing Eddie's stack on that.
So here's what we can do. Do you want to do a back and forth where you name a wrestler, I name a wrestler, and then that's our 12?
We could do that.
Of course, one of us getting 6, the other getting 5, but I feel like if Okada wasn't in this, we would still throw Okada in this.
Yeah. Oh, also, I realized there's one other thing I want to bring up with the main event.
Yes.
I think this will also, not only will this solidify the death of Orange Cassidy for a while, this is how you stop the teeter-totter of where does Yuta side. Like, this has to be the match that Yuta 100% either abandons the Death Riders or basically kills the portion of him that cared about Cassidy.
Yeah.
Like, we already got a lot of it when Yuta and Cassidy fought yesterday, but I think in true Death Riders fashion, that match ends with Yuta being the one to stomp a chair over Cassidy's neck.
Yeah, I can see that.
You did it to Danielson. You did it to Chuck Taylor. You do it to Cassidy. All right. Let me scroll through and find a few names that I want to do. So let's go. I mean, let's go this way first, just to like, for the sake of it. Out of the people that are on the card for Full Gear, who do you think, if anybody's going to be on it, who are the names you put from the card? And then
out of this entire card?
Yeah, keeping in mind it's only the men's division.
I see 1, 2, 3. I see 4.
Okay. What are the 4 you see off of the card that you think might be in the Classic?
I see Fletcher. I see Bowens. I see Hangman.
Yeah.
And then depending on how the card ends up, I see Roderick.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I can fuck with that.
Do I think all of these are going to be on there? Probably not. But...
Probably not.
And then I want to say Garcia or Perry, but I don't think so. I think
it really depends on how that plays out.
Yeah.
Okay. Instead of the back and forth, because I guarantee I could almost pull 12 myself. Throw me your list while I'm looking through here. And if there's any I agree with, I'll double down with you.
So first off, Anthony Bowens. I said that earlier.
Yeah.
I think it's his time to get a chance at being a competitor that's like, yeah, good. Another one, since he's they're trying to build this up, and I don't see it being, necessary for him to be a part of it fully. Give me Shelton Benjamin.
That was a name I was debating as well.
I wouldn't call it a left field one, but I think it's time if you're going to put him on TV. And I'm not necessarily calling it like the Garcia spot last year, but giving someone who is like, he's been on TV, but hasn't been on TV. Give me Nick Wayne.
Yeah, that was another one I was floating.
I like the idea of Nick Wayne. If I had to toss another one on there, ooh, you know who I want? Because it's. I think okay. I know the other two mostly because I'm not trying to just pick like full faces of heels. Give me Powerhouse Hobbs.
Yeah, I'm literally scrolling through the roster. I'm like, do you want a good place to put Hobbs? Put him in that.
And then again, since you talked about him earlier, and I think he has to be doing something unless he's going after Takeshita. But if he's not going after Takeshita, Ricochet.
Yeah, Ricochet's a good one. All right, you want to know some of the names I have in my head? Because here's the thing. The Continental Classic, they gave us everybody before it started. They went, these are your 12.
Yes.
What I think would be very fun is this year they go, okay, here's 12 slots. That one's Okada. Here's 11 question marks. You'll find them out as the matches go.
I agree. I fully agree.
And literally the way you do it is when those matches start, if they're two people that haven't been announced, you let Justin Roberts go out there. Go, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the matches for the Continental Classic. Here's your first competitor, music hit. Let him come out. Here's your second competitor, music hit.
No. This is genius because it's like you have until the end of the year to run this, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Why not make it a surprise?
Yeah, absolutely. So here are some of the names I want to see because if they play it as mystery competitors until revealed, the music hits would kill. So I agree. Shelton Benjamin, if he's not doing anything, would kill in the Continental Classic. Hangman, I think, should be in this. Unless the only other way I see it going with Hangman, if he's not in this, Jay White's winning. They're putting him out of commission for a while. He'll cycle back around when Kenny's around.
Ooh, throwing another one in there. Juice.
Juice would be fun.
Yeah.
Juice is surprisingly enough, not on my radar for this. So, people in mind on my end. Yeah. If you're going with the surprise entrance music hit, Adam Copeland on the return would be fun. Ricky Starks.
Ooh, love it.
Ricky would be sick because we haven't seen anything from him. They're like, yeah, we'd love to do stuff with him, but we just have nothing for him. Throw him in a fucking round robin tournament for 6 weeks. You want people to remember who Ricky is? Put him in the fucking classic. A few other names that I think would be very, very good in this. I will not be surprised if fucking Lance Archer or Brian Cage ends up in it. I don't want them to, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do. Couple other big ones I want to throw in there. I have one for sure, but I want to save that as my last kind of prediction.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be against them putting Jay Lethal in it again on the idea of like he's running it back from last year. I would love for them to put Ishii in it, but obviously he's doing a match with Jericho next week, so like probably not working double duty that night. Shibata.
Ooh, love some Shibata.
I think Shibata would do really well in that, especially coming from Japan. Like I don't know for sure. I unfortunately don't know much about New Japan. Did Shibata ever run it at G1? He had to have, right?
Probably. That's a deep question. I just thought of a Hail Mary one.
What's your Hail Mary?
I just miss him, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Fucking Keith Lee.
I just scrolled past him. I had that thought too.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just seeing. I do agree. Hobbs would be good. Ricochet would be fun. If he's done filming, Samoa Joe would be real fun in the Classic.
Fun fact: he is done filming. Yeah.
You want to know who you want to know who I put as my last big one of like he should be in the Classic for sure? Because he will fill the same spot as Garcia did last year, not in the sense of record of wins losses, but in the sense of the smallest guy in the tournament bringing the biggest impact, because Garcia got hella over by the end of that.
Yeah.
Like, that helped put Garcia where he's at now. You want to know someone else who should do that? Because it would absolutely help it? Send Hook.
Ooh,
Put Hook could absolutely run in the Continental Classic without issue.
Yeah.
And, like, because to me, the Classic should, because it's fully televised, the way that they do it, it needs to be, especially now that it's going to be a consistent thing of literally the last chunk of time from Thanksgiving to the end of the year, these people are going to be on TV once, if not twice a week. This needs to be, this is the highlight reel of what is to come next year. So the people that need to be in that need to be prominent, or they need to have gone in prominent and lose a lot to put over the other half.
These are going to be the talents you see heavily involved in a lot of things next year. Win or lose.
Put Hook in the fucking Classic.
Yeah.
Because I think about, Brody fighting Garcia last year with a broken fucking hand, and he managed to lift him over into a suplex, and people went nuts.
Yeah. So you like, because that's the biggest thing. Look at that, like, not all of it, obviously, because some people left the company, but look at like a lot of that talent in that, and look where they are a year later.
Mm-hmm.
Like the best example, of course, is Garcia.
Yeah.
And it's. I think also figuring out like a lot of like the pacing of the tournament would also help this year, because running it first time, not tournament round robin, but like learning it the first time is difficult, but the second time it's like, yeah, we got this. It's easy.
Yeah. But you look, right, like, out of everybody on that list, Jay White is always a name that will hold weight. So, like, win or loss didn't matter. But he did finish 4-1. Yeah. Same with Mox, who is another name that will hold weight. But so did Swerve, who was not nearly where he is at now.
Yeah.
Right? Mark Briscoe went 1-4, and he is now on TV almost every single week.
Yeah.
Jay Lethal went 0-5. But it's Jay Lethal. He will bounce back from that. As much as they don't use him, he is a name that will always still carry some legitimacy.
Featured when need be.
Exactly. Rouge, 2-3, but he was fighting an injury during the tournament, and then he was injured afterwards, so, like, there was no way he was going to get momentum, unfortunately.
A lot of his time in AEW has been injuries.
Yeah. Danielson's Danielson. That will always stay.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's Danielson.
Claudio, again, same idea. He was Combat Club then. He's Death Rider now. He's thriving. Andrade, doesn't matter. Different company. Eddie went 3-2, but he was Triple Crown going into it, and he carried that for a while, which was good. Brody went 2-3, which kind of sucks, because, like, if you had pushed Brody even up, maybe not 4-1, but if you had switched it, made him 3-2, you would have done fine. But the big thing that came of him going 3-2 was the fact that he was Garcia's only ever one in the 1-4. Yeah. And that helped really pull Garcia up. Right.
Because at that time he was just the dancing guy, the pelt thrusting guy. It was like, why is he at this?
But yeah, dude, the Classic's going to be fucking interesting this year. Yeah. I can't help but imagine that regardless of storyline, Ospreay's going feral for the chance of being in another round robin tournament, because he probably misses the G1 like a motherfucker.
Oh, for sure. He's like, what do you mean 5 matches in 8 nights? Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah. Dude, but it's crazy with the G1, man, because, like, at least with the C2, which is I think what Tony calls it, like, I'm pretty sure that is the name, because it's Continental Classic, right?
I know, but it's yeah.
So with the C2 though, yeah, it's 5 matches over 5 weeks, pretty much, because they split it gold, like one league's on Dynamite, one league's on Collision. That's how they did it last year, anyways. But with the G1 is like 32 matches in like a week and a half.
Jesus.
Like,
that's insane.
Because you gotta remember, they don't televise it, so they just run it as like a week-long thing, I'm pretty sure. Let me look.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like, that's insane. You're just like, all right, guys, you got 6 matches the next 3 days. Get ready.
Yeah, how does this... Sorry, it lasts 4 weeks, my bad. But like, even still, because like, oh, I guess they are a little smaller than I think. Some of it's stupid. Like back in the day, it was like, oh, because I think theirs is double elim.
Is theirs double elim?
I think so. Oh no, it is still just round. Oh no, single elimination round robin. My bad. The older G1s are not nearly as crazy because it's like 6 guys. Like, I'm sorry, MVP. Hold on, did I just see MVP? Did I scroll it too fast? Yeah. MVP was in a fucking G1 climax. What the fuck? When? 2012. What the fuck? Wild. But like, you look at like the newer ones, and like, it's like, how many guys? How many? What year am I on? 2016? No, let's go newer. Okay, never mind. We'll go with. Let's go last year, because I think Eddie was in that one last year. 119 bouts fought in 4 weeks. You're more than 25 matches a week through the G1. Because they have 4 blocks now. I think it's like 4 blocks of 6 dudes. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so it's 8 guys per block with 4 blocks. It's 32 people on a 4-week single elimination round robin tournament.
That is insane.
The people that were in last year's, by the way, Sonata, Owens, Chase Owens specifically, Hikuleu. Oh, there's got to be a better way to look at this. Oh, there we go. Sonata, Hikuleu, Yoda Sushi, Ren Narita, Shota Umino, Kaito Kiyomiya, Gabe Kidd, Chase Owens. Block B, Okada, Ospreay, El Phantasmo, Tangaloa, Kenta, Great Khan, Taichi, Yoshihashi. C block, David Finlay, Evil, Tamatonga, Eddie Kingston, Shingo Takagi, Mikey Nichols, Hinare, and Tomohiro Ishii. And then D block, Tetsuya Naito, Zack Sabre Jr., Jeff Cobb, Alex Collin, Hiroshi Tanahashi, Haruki Goto, Shane Haste, and Toru Yano. Fuck me running. This would have been sick. And then it ran... Finals became Okada versus Naito, in which Naito beat Okada by pin.
That is God.
Semifinals were Okada versus Evil and Ospreay versus Naito. Oh my God, those matches would be so good to watch. I wish it was easier to find New Japan stuff over here, man. But yeah, Classic's going to be fun. I have a feeling we're going to find the full list come Saturday, which I'm kind of bummed because I would love for it to be a surprise. But I get them putting all the names out early because it'll generate sales for the next 5 weeks of shows, but also like for a tournament, you would kind of know who you're fighting ahead of time. It wouldn't just be like, who's it going to be?
Whose is it? Who is the thing? And it's like, you know.
I'd be happy if they left one surprise one on each.
I just hope. The only thing it's not an issue. The only thing I'm hoping is it's not like a powerhouse talent that you're just like, oh, they're gonna win. I kind of want this one to be more of a, oh wow, such and such and this and such is that, you know.
I would argue you need 3 powerhouse talents. Yeah. 1 in the same block as Okada, and 2 on the other side, so that it's at least a question of who's fighting them.
Yeah, but if it's like one powerhouse talent.
But yeah, if
and
it's like Okada, 5 guys, Ibushi, 5 guys, the tournament doesn't matter.
Yeah, at that point, I'm just being like, can't wait to see Ibushi versus Okada. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, right. Like if I can look at the entire tournament bracket and go, it's going to be that guy and that guy. These two are going to have no wins and everyone else is in the middle. It's not going to be fun. Right? That's what made last year so interesting. Like Swerve and Mox and like, like Swerve, Mox and fucking can't remember who else was, and Jay White. Like that triple threat was awesome.
Yeah.
Because you genuinely didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
But hey man, they can always just make it obvious and then go, no. Okada's gonna go 0-5 in the fucking C2.
That would be bonkers.
Dude, if Okada gets swept 0-5 in the C2, something went very wrong.
Yeah. Okada literally had to have done the worst possible thing to Tony Khan.
Okada had to have like been practicing fucking moonsaults and landed in a wood chipper for that to have happened. Like, there's no way.
This is. I'm not gonna say where the joke came from, but Okada would not have had to only have shit in someone's cereal. He had to have shit in someone's cereal bars at that point.
Yeah, like
because it's like you would have to be on a shit list to go 0-5 as Okada.
Yeah, in anything. But yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting. I hope there's like one surprise entrant on each side of the bracket, just so that we can get like if it's Ricky. God, I want you to be a real fun one. If Ricky and Hook are on opposite sides and they somehow meet up in the finals, I think that'd be so good.
That would be amazing.
But for sure, if Ricky's not in it, whatever, Hook should absolutely be running in the fucking C2 if he's healthy.
Yeah.
Because, oh my God, that'd be such a good push for him. But we'll find out. I'll be curious to see how many people they tell us about on Saturday, if any. And if they don't, even better.
And I'm pretty sure we'll be back post Saturday, of course, because we're gonna have to do our Fallout.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to talk about on a scale of fucking 1 to flatline how dead Orange Cassidy is, man. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. We need to come with a rating system.
Yeah. Are we gonna be like that now?
Yeah. Either we're gonna give it a boom or a doom.
Oh God, I walked into that one so bad. I'm so mad.
You did. If you could see me doing this, I'm like, the energy is there.
I cannot wait for Full Gear to be over so that I can stop hearing you reference these two fucking guys, man.
Listen. It's not. I personally, genuinely, breaking down the walls over here. I don't watch them at all on TikTok. I think I blocked them on TikTok a long time ago. So I was just like, this feels weird. You're exploiting your kid for monetary gain. And then they appeared on Jimmy Fallon. I was like, this still feels weird. You're exploiting your kids for money.
Dude, so, it's fucking something, man.
It's really bad. Like, I don't like when parents like. I get the kids like, yeah, Dad, sure, but you're exploiting your kids for money. Let's be real.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's. Yeah. Chris, you can wrap this up any way you want to, honestly.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. Let us know in the comments what you think is gonna happen.
Yeah,
if you could
subscribe.
Yeah, do all of the YouTube things that I always forget to ask people to do because I'm not used to doing this stuff at all.
Hey,
follow. I'll throw the link in the description. Follow us on Blue Sky because Twitter's scary. So follow us on Blue Sky. It's much safer.
We got a new platform.
Yeah, I still have to put a banner on the main page.
It's fine,
I went and reposted your thing like just before we started recording, and I went, the logo's fucked up. There's no banner. There's no description. I think the only people that follow the account right now are you, me, and Shiloh.
Yeah, regardless, I will say Blue Sky is a definite heavy building ground for us.
Oh yeah,
because Blue Sky is so friendly right now. It's really cool.
Yeah, so go follow us on that. There's going to be a lot of stuff gets posted up for a lot of it.
Yeah,
and yeah. We will see you all in the next one. Thank you for always so much as watching. Wow, that was a bad sentence. Anyways, bye.
Bye.